The discourse for this recent JJK episode took a very interesting turn I personally didn't expect. As you see here, apparently a lot of the Japanese fans are really hating on this most recent episode. We're seeing tweets like this where they're breaking down a bunch of different reasons why they're hating on it, including pacing issues, and the fact that they're focusing more on the fights than the story aspects of this. But personally, I really don't understand these complaints at all. Like where this person says it's confusing how Maki became like Toji just by showing the overlapping scene instead of the side-by-side. And if I'm being honest, there was absolutely nothing confusing about this moment, because it wasn't like this was an impact frame. They slowly showed this. You could clearly see the energy of Toji coming from Maki. And right before this happened, her dad literally says, "I felt this happen before," referencing Toji. Do we really need that many scenes with that squad? Why not? This is an anime adaptation. The cool thing about it being an anime is the fact that you can see this all moving instead of it just being 2 or 3 panels. And while yes, as a manga, I understand you don't need to spend that much time on it, because the point is to show the conclusion of this fight, and a little bit of the movement within. But as an anime, why not flesh it out? And them simultaneously making it a perfect Kill Bill reference? I understand that speaks a lot more towards a Western audience instead of a Japanese audience, but that was sick. And the background music doesn't fit. Now that is one complaint I've heard a decent amount that I personally don't share, but I can get it, because it was an interesting choice for music. It didn't take me out of it at all. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I do get that one. And here we have another person complaining about the over-the-top direction, and I really just don't understand what a fan would be looking for from an anime adaptation if not this. Because again, this is an adaptation. I understand a lot of people want it to be perfectly accurate to the manga, but that would be pretty boring, and also would make for a pretty short series in a lot of capacities. And at the end of the day, we are talking about a battle shonen. There's a ton of story, there's a ton of lore, there's a ton of background in this, but at the end of the day, this is a battle shonen. The final fight of this story takes place over something like 50 chapters. So getting to see all that fleshed out, I just don't understand the problem. And I understand, I guess, like the positioning of some of these characters during these fights didn't quite match up the way the manga did. But if I'm being honest, this feels like a nothing burger complaint. Like, I fully respect if this wasn't a 10 out of 10 for you. You don't have to glaze it to the moon and back like most people are, including myself. But I feel like people are missing the point of what an adaptation's really supposed to be. The story was still told accurately. All the points were hit that need to be hit. And everything was enhanced that needed to be enhanced. And I know this wasn't all Gege's fault, but thank God it didn't look like this. Because that is what most manga readers got while reading this weekly. And if you never picked up the physical volume, this is what it looks like, forever. So personally, I am so stoked with this adaptation. But lastly, as a real quick caveat, this video is not talking about all Japanese fans. There is nuance to all of this, guys, so don't take it too seriously. But I will say the discourse for this episode has been surprising to say the least. It feels like people are simply hating it because people loved it. And that's so lame. But as always, let me know what you think in the comments.